Hey, how you doing? It's Mickey Zilla. I wanted to do something a little different today. I want to talk about a movie that came out recently, namely Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, the reason I want to talk about this is because I am a huge DC Comics fan. That means I collected many, many DC Comics for many, many years of my life. I buy the merchandise, I watch the movies. I am very familiar with the stories from the 80s, 90s, the aughts, the 10s, the 20s. First of all, I want to say I like Snyder Cut. It was a good film, no doubt. It had 4 hours of character development, action, and it told a relatively compelling story. It was probably Zack Snyder's best as far as storytelling goes. I don't think it's what Zack Snyder would have released in the theaters. I think he made adjustments and was wise enough to take the critiques that came as they... I think he was wise enough to adjust based on some feedback that the theatrical release got. However, as a DC Comics fan, I was disappointed and I left the movie feeling sorrow. And here's why. I think this movie is good enough that it will in fact launch the DCEU. And Warner Brothers goes with blinders in a direction. They're going to go, okay, they'll learn the wrong lessons from this. Okay, so Superman in a black suit, that's what it's about. Superman's got to be dour and mean and stoic, and that's Superman. He's got to be sort of a Batman without the mask. And it means that I'm not going to be able to see, at least for a while, a faithful adaptation of DC Comics, of Justice League, of Superman, of Batman for a while. And that I think that makes me sad.
That's so very, very sad.
What I'm trying to say is that it's not faithful to the source material. Characters like Batman and Superman behave in ways that they are not supposed to behave. They have a core essence. I'm not asking them to make a shot-for-shot, panel-for-panel adaptation of some particular story I like, but there's a core of what makes Batman. Batman, one of his core features or attributes is the fact that he is a man who is prepared for every situation. He doesn't leave things to chance, right? He is about order, where Joker is about chaos. It's why they play so well against each other. And there's no way that as Superman is taking, down each leaguer in the revivification scene, there's no way that he would sit there and just hope that Superman snaps out of it and not have a backup plan. I understand why Joss Whedon came back and said, no, we got to have Lois coming back not be an accident. We've got to have Batman plan it because he knew, or something like that. That was clever. And it was a way that I think he was patching it up to make Batman behave more like Batman. Not saying that the theatrical cut didn't have its flaws. It did. But the characters, for example, Superman didn't behave like Superman. Not only did Batman not behave like Batman, and Barry Allen behave like he's somewhere on the autistic scale, somewhere on the spectrum. Barry Allen doesn't behave how he's supposed to behave. I don't know where that is. That interpretation is just out of the mind of Zack Snyder. And I think it's hubris to just create out of whole cloth a character for, this film needs a kind of strange, awkward character. Well, find a strange, awkward Justice League. I'm sure there's been one. But don't completely change a character and alienate all the Flash fans. Superman is not the kind of guy who beats a guy while he's down. Superman, I understand, I get it. He had the mustache, we had the weird CGI. We grabbed him from Whedon grabbed Cavill from what was Mission Possible. I get it. I get why he had him come back and smile more and behave like Superman, say things that Superman would say. Is this guy giving you trouble? Or however he said it. Truth, justice. And I don't know. He may have even said the American way.
Thanks. My mom made it for me.
That was one of my favorite parts of the theatrical release. That's why I liked it. Even though I knew it was a flawed film, I said, "Oh, they're getting Superman again. Maybe they'll continue." Warner Brothers will see this, unfortunately, because they don't have anybody shepherding this IP properly. So they don't have people who love these characters going, well, you need to have this. And understand that the people like me. And I want to really quickly break down the fandom into three categories. It might be a little bit more nuanced than this, but for the most part, this is a good generalization. There are the normies. These are the people that go and see the film. And then they go back to their regular lives. They may even get swept up in the hype and buy a piece of merchandise. That's the normies. Then you have the casuals. Those guys, they come in, they buy a couple pieces of merchandise, they see the movie more than once, and they'll tell you. They think they're diehards. They'll tell you, oh, I know everything. You have a conversation with them, and they just get silent because they go, oh, I didn't know that Superman did that. And, oh, he actually killed Zod with kryptonite in John Byrne's run. Oh, my gosh. The Man of Steel, John Burns, and that's what it was referring to. And they don't know any of that. That's the casual. They take their direction from the third category I'm going to mention, which are the diehard. And those guys are the guys like me, I put myself in that category, that spend the money on the merchandise.
This is where I sleep. This is my view.
Spend the money, are emotionally invested. See the films 10 times at the very least. I mean, more than twice at the very least. That's me. That's many people I know out there who really, really love these films. And Marvel pleases the third category, which isn't hard to do. They make a film that appeals to the general audience. It's what you want to do. But they make sure that the beats, which is really just capturing the essence of what the diehards loved about the source material, is in the adaptation. DC Comics, Warner Brothers, AT&T does not do this. The closest they've come is Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. For years, DC Comics fans have said, hey, Batman 1989, we know it's a good film, but the dynamic between Joker and Batman, that's not the dynamic from the comics. Joker wants Batman to kill him. Batman has the one rule, I'll never take a life, right? That's his ethic. We saw that. And I think that was because Christopher Nolan, in his wisdom, said, hey, Jonathan, take the time to get to know these characters. David used to write the books. Give me the essence of these characters. And it translated it. Was it a shot for shot? No, I don't want that. He adapted it for the story that Christopher Nolan wanted to tell. I may not have agreed with all of his decisions in the movies, but I couldn't deny that I was watching Batman on film. And Batman isn't his pointy ears and cape. Those are the costume that he wears. His character are certain things about him. Is it a perfect characterization? By no means. But it is a faithful interpretation. It captures the essence of what makes Batman Batman. This movie that we saw, Zack Snyder's Snyder Cut, wasn't. Batman didn't behave like Batman. Superman didn't behave like Superman. Flash didn't behave like Flash. Wonder Woman maybe kind of behaved like Wonder Woman, but a more modern take of Wonder Woman. So I guess you can excuse that one. Cyborg was excellent. It was an improvement. It was the heart of the film. Excellent. Of the big three, two of the most popular ones you get wrong. It's maddening for people like me. I think this is why Marvel enjoys the success that they have. There's someone there. I don't know if it's Kevin Feige. He might just be taking credit for it. Seems like it is. Or he might just be smart enough to surround himself with people who have love for these characters. A good leader doesn't have to be able to do everything. Sometimes a good leader can spot the talent and utilize the talent. But however it's done, Marvel is able to translate these characters into any medium, particularly the movie medium. And the love that goes into the baking of the cake, it shows. And I'm going to use this analogy so you can kind of get an idea of the difference. You say, why isn't DC as successful as Marvel? Because DC, and the ladies will understand this analogy, DC and Marvel, think of them as two attractive males. One male is confident and sure of himself. The other male is not. Who do you think the lady is going to be most attracted to?
Here comes the smolder. This is kind of an off day for me.
She's going to be attracted to the guy who's confident and sure of himself. That's Marvel. DC Comics has an air of, well, Superman's kind of silly, so we've got to change him. Let me tell you something. DC's got great IP. Superman is awesome. Batman is awesome. Flash is awesome. Green Lantern's awesome. Wonder Woman is awesome. Cyborg, Robin, Starfire, Deadman, the Creeper, Harley Quinn. All of them. They're great. Swamp Thing. Just all of them. They're all great characters. Black Lightning. The point is, you've got great characters and you got to find someone who loves these characters. And Zack Snyder's not the guy. And I don't know if someone along the line, wires got crossed, but he reads heavy metal when he was a kid. That's not the same. You need a guy who loves your characters, loves your IP. And you know what? In the case of Christopher Nolan, he wasn't that guy. But Christopher Nolan grabbed people who were and was able to take that information, trust them with the information, and put it in. I don't know who your guy's going to be. I don't know if it's Jeff Johns. I don't know. If it is, awesome. Listen to him. But every time you make a film, and you create fans, you fracture the fandom. Now you have Snyder fans. And congratulations to the Snyder fans. I hope they got everything they wanted. But you got to satisfy the built-in fans. Because we're the guys that generate the hype. We see the films 10 times. We grab and drag our moms and dads and wives and kids and what have you and friends and cousins to go see the film. Each time we go with a new group, with a new partner or whatever. Anyway, I got to go back to dadding and working on my art, but that is my take. I don't know. I may just be whistling in the wind, but I hope somebody heard me. I had to get it out. I feel like this is a step backwards as far as adaptation of the characters, as far as pleasing the fandom. I think you pleased a sector of the fandom that you created, but the diehards who know and love these characters and have been with them for decades. They just want to see that somehow get adapted into film, or somehow brought to the big screen, or to the main stage. All right, that's it from me. I'm out. That's my rant, lecture. Peace.